Hello, people of the interwebs. Cthulhu back again. This time with the Transformers. I said Generations with the older Starscream. I believe the line was actually called Classics at the time. It was before they started the Generations. Anyway, Megatron. Like I said, this guy and the other Starscream I did are older. You won't really see them in stores unless you're going somewhere that had some stuff buried. Um, Again, a side note, I believe the line was actually called Classics at the time. It was before they started the Generations. Could be wrong on that. But anyway, pretty good little figure. This was the first time that we saw Megs in some form of a gun in the States in a good while. Mostly because of these wonderful, brightly orange pieces here, which, in case you don't know, is kind of a toy rule for American toys, that if it looks apparently remotely like a gun, you have to have like the orange tips or different colored tips on the end. So I couldn't go in a bank and be like, give me all your money, and they couldn't tell this wasn't real already. They would see that. But anyway, it was Megatron in a gun form, so I was like, sweet. So I grabbed it up, and here it is. Pretty decent robot mode. The only thing that's kind of weird is he has wings, but what you do is you'll separate the gun casing, I guess you could say, like the frame of it. Loosen that up there. This guy is always had the worst time for some reason getting him back into robot mode for some reason. Or gun mode after robot mode. I don't know why. I just kind of get a brain fart and can't remember what to do. But anyway, you'll remove that casing, kind of get it down out of the way. If I can get this guy in frame. Takes up a bit of space when you transform him. Just go ahead and kind of move this out of the way. That's one of his arms. This obviously is his chest. Flip that up, lock it in the middle there. Right, flip it up, spin it around from it was like that when you lift it up, spin it around, lock it in position. Had my front and back mixed up a little bit there, sorry. This arm just kind of folds down. I always thought it was weird that he had those like really heavily ratcheted joints on him, but hand just flips out. Flip up the little top compartment there. Flip his hand out. There is one hand. His head is hiding down in here. Probably one of the better Megatron head sculpts I've seen in a while, just because it is very nostalgic in nature, except for the giant unibrow, which he sort of had in G1. But just I always like the head sculpt on this one, just because it screams G1 to me. His other arm is like the sight of the gun, so you just fold it up, flip it around, kind of fold it back on itself a little bit there. Goes a little bit easier once you flip the hand out. Like locks into place, I guess you could say, because the hand's not in the way. So now, to get all this junk out of the way, kind of just pull the leg away so you can kind of, his knees like peg into the trigger mechanism a little bit. Enough to hold it to get in your way. Okay, it's kind of weird. Flip the trigger up. There's that little tab there. It just snaps in his back. The whole thing just kind of folds down. Like I said, other than the wings, it's fairly G1-ish. I just fold the legs down. The, I guess, shin guard, slide up. His feet just flip out. front first, then back. And there you have him. The mighty Megatron. Like I said, aside from the wings, which I kind of get over because, like I said, this is the first time we saw Megs in some type of gun mode, alt mode, in a good while. He'll stand up. So normally he doesn't have an issue doing, but this table has a kind of a puff to it because it's an old school like card table. But anyway, a pretty good sized figure actually. Really good paint, really good detail. I mean, you know it's Megatron. Not much action feature wise. Can look through his scope there, either in gun mode. It actually has a little crosshair on the end, so like. But yeah, pretty good sized figure. Stand up. He's gonna have his little gangster lean, I guess. I don't know why it's pivoted on that left foot so bad. Anyway, pretty good scale figure since I still have him sitting around. They're sideways. He's pretty tall. And just for more visual reference, since everybody knows, I always use that. Can of Coke, which I'm sorry is really close to the camera, but comes up to about his waist. So, pretty good sized figure. Like I said, not going to find him in stores. Just kind of an old school. I found this guy, so I thought I'd do a video for him. So it's Transformers Classics, I believe is the name of the line, or Generations, I'm not sure. Megatron. Coming up, I got one more of these classics to do. Then I got some Creos. I finally found some. And then got a couple Dark of the Moon figures to do reviews of. So, stay tuned.